Well, first and foremost, I would just like to take a moment to thank you and the company for your time and a wonderful opportunity to be interviewed for this position at this company. I feel like my skills such as leadership, teamwork, and public speaking would be a great asset and help to this company in regards to this position. A little bit about myself. My name is Christian Chavez. I was born and raised in Palos Heights, Illinois, went to Marist High School, and then went on to Prairie State College. My whole life I played soccer at a very competitive level, and it taught me much about life, about learning skill and learning will. Not everything was about what was in front of us, but what was up here mentally. And as time went on, I grew and I learned much about myself and the skills I could bring to the table in a professional setting in my career to be one day. Two goals that I love to mention that I pride myself upon was one, going to the national tournament as a college student athlete. I put in much time and dedication to first even be in the position of being a part of a national contending team. I went place to place to place, knocking on doors. A lot of doors led to nothing, but I learned so much throughout it, and it took me very far. And in that experience alone, I learned much about what it takes to be a champion in any endeavor, in any realm of an experience, in any position. Along with that, another great achievement I would like to mention was being a St. Louis University presidential scholarship recipient finalist. That was something where 1,500 students applied to after passing the requirements of being able to apply to, and I was one of 50 students to be selected out of that pool. It was a series of two interviews over a weekend, and I met with many people, I networked with many people, and it really opened my eyes to a professional setting and moving forward in my career and whatever I chose to do. And I was very thankful for that, and it taught me much about who I wanted to be in that world and what it took. And I was alongside many colleagues, other competitors, and I learned a lot from them and how they carry themselves. I met very intelligent people who were from all walks of life, who as well aspired to many different kinds of goals, and it broadened my horizon on what it means to be successful. One project I was fortunate to be part of was actually with my high school soccer team, and it entailed donations and charity work for a group called Alliance for the Children, where we were packing food, clothes, toys for teens and young adults around the nation who were less fortunate, and we packed them and categorized them in certain categories, like I previously mentioned, and we were putting them in the trucks, loading them into the trucks to be shipped across the nation. It taught me much about values, and it was honestly a very humbling experience. As I come from a more fortunate middle class background, there's not much poverty or hardships I had to face financially. So I felt like it was a way to give back to the community and express my gratitude and show what I could do being in the position that I am in and working alongside my teammates. It was a very a deep moment, a bonding experience, more unsaid than said, and it left us feeling better in the end. I believe that I would be a great asset to this team due to my skills from leadership, public speaking, teamwork, and A core value in my life that I pride myself upon is routine and work ethic. I believe that anything to be done should be done at the best of its ability. I put my best foot forth. I'm ready since the day before, and I'm coming prepared to work. I come to elevate my team members, people who I'm with. I am there to create. I am there to be an inspiration, a source of an embodiment of all the core values of this business. I took a look at the schedule right away to make sure my availability would be 100% and I would be fully engaged with this company, as I understand that anything important takes sacrifice. I would be willing to sacrifice those moments in my life where instead of doing something I may want to do, I'm going to come to work because that's how I've always been. And I'm thankful to be in that position to sacrifice because a lot of people around the world can't. So as long as I'm working to do good, I'm not complaining. And I'm very thankful at the end of the day for this opportunity to work. Skills that allow me to be successful in this position, as I previously mentioned, my work ethic and routine is second to none. Playing soccer at a collegiate and semi-professional level at one point in my life, I was alongside champions and people striving not just to be good, but for greatness, for excellence. They demanded every single ounce of their energy, of their willpower. They demanded the best from themselves. And that's the way I live. I never want to take shortcuts. I never want to slack. And those skills alone, those two things I pride myself upon, is always going to put me ahead in the race. If I don't know something, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to learn it and I'm going to excel in it. I'm going to achieve any goal I want. I'm very big on goal setting. That is another great skill of mine. Not long-term goal setting even, more short-term. I have a list of everything I want to do for the day, for the week, for the month, and I make it a point to get them done because I believe that is what I'm meant to do here in my day-to-day life and at this company. When it comes to conflict, obviously the circumstances will vary and that depends on my reaction, but I like to take a step back, analyze it, and analyze all the possible solutions. I'm also a firm believer in the fact that smart people solve problems and geniuses prevent them. So I'm always going to take accountability and try to prevent any problems before they even occur instead of solving them. But if there are really fast-paced conflicts to occur, as I'm sure there are in this company, in this environment, I'm going to do everything to be as attentive and paying attention to detail as much as I can and to get it done in a fast-paced professional manner that works for myself and my colleagues and most importantly for this business because I'm the face of this business. I fail every day in my life. Every day, day to day, multiple times a day. And when I do, I'm thankful. How I deal with it, I learn. I learn from it because in order to improve, you have to look at where it's going wrong. In order to fix anything, you need to first analyze where it's going wrong so then that's where you improve upon. And then I try and I try and I try again and I never let failure discourage me. It's actually an encouragement to me. It is a sign of growth. I see myself pursuing a career as an attorney, pursuing a law degree after attending UIUC with a bachelor's in psychology. I plan on going to get a law degree and becoming a corporate attorney. I see myself in this position because of the skills I have mentioned. I understand it's a very demanding job. I am up for the task. I love work and I love who I am when I am the best version of myself. And the best version of myself is someone who's always on the attack to be the best and to always achieve goals and achieve success at the greatest of levels. I originally was a finance major, but I like to switch to psychology. And the reason I switched to psychology is because since I could read very high level books in about eighth grade, early on in high school, I was obsessed about books in psychology, sports psychology, people who study the mind, whether it was evolutionary biology, social psychology, sociology, even any kind of theory of personality from a Freudian or young perspective. I've always been fascinated in that. And that is why I chose my major, because now that I am doing it, I feel myself truly flourishing and retaining so much knowledge and attaining so much specialized knowledge that I will be able to apply in my law career that is going to make me much more well armed for any situation.